What's going on, mi gente? My name is Raziel Liz, and you're watching We Alive and Living. What's going on, mi gente? Thank you for tuning in to We Alive and Living. Today I wanted to talk to all the independent artists out there, beat makers and producers, whatever you do for in the music industry. I wanted to talk about getting your music on different platforms because I feel a lot of information is out there and a lot of people don't know, and this information wasn't provided to me when I was coming up doing music. I used to do music really heavy back then, but now I don't do it as much. I still dabble in it, but I'm more in the video production side and stuff like that, and filming and screenwriting. As an independent artist, I'm sure everybody is familiar with places like SoundCloud, YouTube, DatPiff, and some other sites that's like very local to everybody. They're worldwide sites, and they're free to use. You could pay a little it's free to use, and you could pay a little extra to get your music more expanded out there. But one thing that's really good about especially SoundCloud is a big site. SoundCloud is a huge site, and if you're not familiar with it, you should get familiar with it right away. With that out the way, I've noticed that I'll deal with artists, or not deal, I'll work with artists, and whether they providing music to a movie or providing music to a soundtrack that I'm involved in, I'll ask them like, hey, I like this song. It's a really good song. Where is that? Where can I hear it at? And they'll tell me like, oh, it's on SoundCloud and YouTube. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You don't have it on other sites? And they're like, no, I'm trying to get it out there, Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I noticed that the more people I talk to, especially in the younger crowd, they're not really aware that you could put your music out there on places like Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Music, iTunes. All these sites are accessible. They're not out of reach. A lot of people think that you have to go through some distribution company and a record label or whatever the case may be. Don't get me wrong, they give you a bigger push, but you do not need them or need anybody else for that matter to put your music up on these sites. Now listen clear, write this down, because I'm going to tell you quick steps on how to get your music on all digital sites around the world. There's a site called CD Baby. Now, CD Baby started off as a company back then where all you could do is not all you could do, but what they provided was CD distribution. They put your music on MP3s, they put it on CDs, MP3 format, Wave, whatever you want. They'll give you multiple, you go order like thousands of copies of your CDs. They help you make CD covers, the whole 9 yards. Now CD Baby has expanded with social media being so big in places like Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google, and everybody, expanding so large that they invested this time into distribution as well into the digital world. Now you as an individual, you could get your music on all these sites that I mentioned just by going to CD Baby. You go to CD Baby, make an account, cdbaby.com, and you make an account, register, put your name, Raziel, Liz, you put where you're from, where you living at, and you put your billing information, the whole 9 yards. Now you can either subscribe as a listener, or you can subscribe as a buyer, or you can subscribe as an artist. Subscribe as an artist. Now, once you subscribe, there's a section there to upload new music on album sales and single sales. Once you do that, you can it's going to take you through the steps. This is why I'm not going to give you the whole tutorial, because it's very self-explanatory. But I'll tell you a quick thing about it. For you'll be familiar with it when you get to the page. As soon as you start, it's going to ask you for the artist name. You put your artist name in there, Raziel, boom, boom, boom. You put the artist information. It's going to ask you to upload a picture of the song you're trying to upload. Later on, it's going to ask you to upload the song itself. It has to be in Wave format, not MP3, because they're going to turn it into MP3 when they put it on the site. So it needs to be Wave, so it's the best quality they can possibly have. You put it in Wave format, upload the song. It's going to ask you who else is on the song, who wrote the song. This is given that you already did your BMI and your ASCAP. If you're not familiar with that, we'll talk about that in the next video. But BMI and ASCAP is how you get your publisher and your copyrights and all that. We'll talk about that later, but look it up. So you upload this information, you put who's on the song, you put where the song recorded, when it was recorded, if the song has any profanity and explicit lyrics and all that. It's going to ask you, do you need a UPC code or do you have your own? Obviously you don't have your own, so you tell them you want your own UPC, you want a UPC code for this particular song. As you keep going through the step, it's going to ask you to register with iTunes or register with Spotify, because those are two of the most major big ones. And trust me, it's just a click of a button and then you're registered. Once you follow all the steps, it's going to go through a pending process. It's going to go through a verification process that your music sounds not good in the sense of how good the song is, but the quality of how people are going to listen to it. It's going to go through a rendering for that. It's going to go through a pending process for that. And once it qualifies for all that, then it's going to go through a pending process where they send it off to the distributions like Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, and everybody to make sure everything is okay on their end. And once they get the song, there's no like copyright issues or nothing's wrong with the song. It doesn't sound correct. They send you an email saying your song is up, and you get to pick the date of when you want the song to actually be released. So make sure you go to cdbaby.com and get your music distributed to the world. Get on Spotify, iTunes, and all these digital sites. And I'm going to see you guys on the other side. I want to hear your music. Comment below with your songs, the songs you have up there. If this video helped you, if you already knew this and something extra you can add to it. And also, CD Baby lets you host your website and create a site through CD Baby to publish your music even further. So I hope this information was helpful. Just a quick tutorial on how to get your music on CD Baby. Not CD Baby, on all these digital sites. So I just want to put the information out there for all the youngest coming up, or even the people that's been doing music for a while and just not aware of it. Hope this helped out. You're tuning into Real Live and Living. Give a little subscribe, give a little share, give a little like, do a little dance, and I'll see you in the music world.